All right, welcome back to OBB, another episode. This is now episode 8, early morning podcast. I'm very happy that we're getting this done today. We have a lot to talk about. It should be a very fun day for me. But I would like to introduce a guest this morning, Devin Marmorell, one of our closer friends. You probably have seen him jumping in a few times in the background. Here we go. Give him a round of applause. Yeah. All right, so now we have Khalil, as you guys know, big Laker guy. Now we have another Laker guy, so I'm going to have a field day. Khalil, I'd like you to just start with the first topic. Introduce it to Devin. And if you guys need to cry, you got a shoulder to lean on. But
Nah, honestly, there's no need to cry. There's no need to really. Of course, I'm pissed off that they lost, but we genuinely got outplayed. It wasn't really a tough series.
all right, so my question for you would be, after seeing this season in this first round, does it make the Lakers ring last year in the bubble kind of a fluke, or not as?
I wouldn't call it a fluke, but I'd definitely say the bubble was easier in a way. I guess.
Some people think it's harder. I don't know. I would.
Not even. It's more so the people outside the bubble are trying to tell the people inside the bubble it was soft or easy, but everybody in the bubble kind of either broke down mentally or just didn't play the way they were supposed to.
That's not true. A lot of people strived in the bubble.
Only a select few.
It wasn't really.
T.J. Warren had
Jamal,
games.
Donovan went nuts. T.J. Warren, Tyler Hero,
Dame kind of.
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, but some people,
Dame
some
stayed
people
crazy.
literally couldn't handle it.
Some people, a lot of people strived. I think it would be 50-50.
A lot of people who were there hated it.
Like the Phoenix Suns last year in the bubble. Before that, they were not doing anywhere near those.
They were undefeated in the bubble.
Yeah, but they played well enough to make it there. So they were their trajectory was kind of high. Obviously, I didn't see them going 8-0, but they did.
And guys like a team like OKC, they got kicked in the first round, but Game 7 against Houston, I don't think that would be possible if it wasn't in the bubble. I think OKC played pretty well in the bubble too, but in my opinion, I would just say.
But no, it doesn't make it look like a fluke because last year's team was better by far.
Yeah, they had a better team. I don't think it was a fluke, but I do think it would have been much harder for them if it was a normal season last year, because they were not the best team in the league last year before the bubble.
I think they were.
I think they were better too.
They were better. I just don't think they were the best.
I think they were the best.
I think the Clippers might have beat them in the playoffs if there wasn't no bubble, because the Clippers were checked out. They didn't want to be there.
Nah, I think the Lakers would have.
We definitely had a better team because Dwight had a great season.
Yeah.
Who else did
Rondo,
JaVale.
Yeah, JaVale and Dwight.
But just Rondo especially, that hurt us.
All right, so what do you think's next for the Lakers? Maybe next upcoming years, acquisitions, trades, free agents, all that.
Well,
LeBron, all that.
I think we're kind of starting to see the LeBron decline a little. So I think I don't know how many years he has left. No one does. But
his contract's up in 2023, and that'll be 20 seasons. So
yeah, so maybe 2023 they might start rebuild around someone else or just.
Do you think they try to go out and get somebody like Dame this offseason or a high-key name?
I'd love to see that, to be completely honest with you, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do.
Well,
honestly, I don't want to see Drummond in LA no more.
Yeah, either way.
Well, you didn't see him last night. Andre Drummond played 0 minutes last night. This guy Frank Vogel, he's blowing my mind. I don't know why, but
I don't see Drummond coming back. I don't see Schroeder coming back. Schroeder said he wants to come back now.
Which is weird. I didn't think.
Which is weird. Everybody was saying how upset and pissed. He actually said it's not about the money. That's what he said.
He specifically didn't want to go to the Lakers before.
But I guess he really enjoyed it. So I would
enjoyed that first round L.
I would like to have Schroeder back. It would be
Schroeder played well this year.
It would be a good insurance. He's a great attacker. He can shoot threes occasionally.
Good defender.
He goes at it defensively. I would actually kind of like to have him back. But Drummond got to go. He has to go.
Well, if Drummond goes, and I mean, Mark would still be on the team as of right now, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Marc Gasol.
He's probably a free agent. He
and
might
then,
retire.
And then
Yeah, dude,
Montrez.
I think he's gonna
He might
retire.
retire. And then Montrez has his opt-in, opt-out.
I think
So
he'll
if
opt
Drummond
out.
goes, you guys have one center.
I think, but
Back
see,
to square one, bro.
what the Lakers should do, honestly, is either try to go after Rashawn Holmes. Probably have to overpay him for him to come.
I like Andre Drummond. I
Pay
think
for
he just
Rashawn, no,
played 10 games on the Lakers,
no.
and you don't just play well on a new team right
He
away.
doesn't do
I
anything.
mean, what did he do on the Cavs before he came to the Lakers?
He doesn't do anything.
Andre Drummond had a few good games
He
on the
doesn't
Cavs,
do
but he was
any-
also playing on the Cavs.
Him being there is essentially just for rebounding, but he was just always in the way. So I think you got to get, instead of getting guys who think they can score in the post, like he thinks he can score in the post, get guys that will roll to the basket and get pick and roll dunks, or get somebody that can at least be kind of effective guarding a pick and roll, because he can't play defense to save his life.
What centers are free agents? Do you guys know?
There's not many.
I'll give you one. That Rashawn Holmes, 14, 8 boards, 1.6 blocks. Or I would want Hassan Whiteside.
Forgot about this one.
I mean, he kind of flew under the radar because I think Rashawn Holmes' emergence really kind of took his minutes away. But if you look at the last season with Portland in the playoffs, he was huge for them in the playoffs. And he's just another big body.
I'd rather have Drummond personally.
Nah, I don't. It's all about fits. Drummond is the better player, but I just don't think he fits in LA.
I mean,
That's just-
it looked
that's
like
me.
it looked like a lot of people on that team this year didn't fit in LA.
I mean, it was
It
just.
wasn't
I mean,
good.
honestly, it was injuries. I think that it was injuries. Like it just kind of just destroyed everything. Like it did. Like when we get Drummond, Bron and AD are still out, so that sucks. And then Schroeder's got the what's it called, the COVID protocol like twice. Once right before he made the playoffs, and earlier in the season, I think right after All-Star break. We kind of never had a chance, and everybody was kind of talking about they can make fun of the Lakers now. These sports,
They kind of deserve to get
these
made
sports
fun of.
analysts, these sports analysts can make fun now, talking about whatever, but realistically, their starters together probably have only played maybe, including these 6 games, probably maybe 4 times.
Well,
like 10 times.
What I found pretty funny last night, and this is where the making fun can be very easy, because we watched the whole game last night. They were down by high 20s, and we still watched the whole thing, and they made a little run. If they played any way in the whole series with the second half effort, they'd probably win in 5 or 6.
I think LeBron was just playing scared.
LeBron woke up out of nowhere like it. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good look. I mean,
Way too late.
The effort, the Lakers.
All it was effort too. It wasn't like they're
Lakers-
making more shots or the effort.
The Lakers,
defensively and offensively.
as a whole, including coaches, players, they just didn't have it. They weren't playing. It's not.
That's why it's so easy to make fun of them, because I mean,
The effort was horrible.
effort was horrible.
The effort was horrible.
They
So
could have
what-
gotten more healthy throughout the playoffs.
That's
if
why-
they just won a series and you give you guys more time.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not really so pressed about it, because we honestly didn't deserve to win.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not at all.
It wasn't like it was a 7-game series. Every game was. 2
I wish
or
my
3.
team would try and lose in a 7-game series and sit back
No,
and
yeah,
watch it
that hurts
season
even
crumble.
more. Like that actually would hurt more than me saying, "Well, they're just gonna."
No,
They're better than
I disagree, because
They're
I'm
better
not
than
watching my team just go out and walk on the court and just get
As a
ran
fan,
over.
as a fan,
As a fan, that's embarrassing
as a
to me.
fan, I'd rather see a blowout than a tough loss. That's just me. Obviously, I either want to see them win or lose by 5 points or higher, because losing tough games actually hurt.
I also think with the effort in Game 6, Montrezl Harrell got actual minutes.
Yeah, but I think
Frank Vogel's rotations have been all over the place.
it's so bad. How do you not play
The
a
reigning
former
six-man of the
six man
year.
of the year?
It makes no sense.
I mean, it doesn't at
And
all.
then he goes from
Even if
starting
they-
playing
even if-
Drummond to sitting Drummond completely.
Yeah, even when AD was healthy, I mean, it was I wouldn't have been so.
And there was no Macklemore last
I would have
night,
been.
but
I
there
would
was
have
Macklemore
loved.
in the last 2 games.
Macklemore should be start. Well, no, not KCP, but he should be getting more minutes, because I think what he should have done, his lineups to me, just from my point of view, should have been Schroeder, KCP, Braun, Harrell, AD, just for that series.
And if AD's out, I would honestly still play big, and I would go
And I would have
Schroeder,
mixed
KCP,
lineups.
Braun, Harrell, and Drummond.
Yeah, I would have mixed
Or
the
Gasol.
lineups. Because think about how big our team was. That's why Hassan Whiteside falls into the categories of a JaVale, and that's why I think he's better for this team than Drummond. Because Drummond, all he does is sits in the paint. He's always in the way.
Yeah, I could agree with you on
Guys
that.
like JaVale and Dwight were always either setting screens, floating, crashing.
Mhm.
Like they weren't just.
I know they were big on defense too.
They
Yeah,
weren't
they
just
do
in
get a
the
lot
paint,
more.
and they were
both get a lot
huge.
more.
But I'm just talking about offensively. It looked like it was a struggle for LeBron to score. So once again, maybe recruit guys like Derrick Rose to be a backup.
I would love
Recruit guys like Kyle Lowry to maybe possibly try to be a backup.
Well, if you
At
guys
this
got
point-
Lowry, you would have to get rid of Schroeder.
At this point in
and
his
he'd have to
career.
start.
Yeah, Lowry won't be a backup.
But I mean, I would love to see Hassan Whiteside in a Laker uniform because he doesn't just sit in the paint. Like he's not gonna call for the ball in the post. He'll just float around.
But I would say, like, just Hassan Whiteside after this
And he's-
year, just adding Hassan Whiteside is not going to win you guys anything next year.
No, but it will be better.
It'll be
It's
better, but
Hassan Whiteside is actually an upgrade just for the team. It's an upgrade. He's better than Marc Gasol. He's more valuable to me on the Lakers than Montrez would have been.
well, yeah, because you didn't play him.
I'm just talking about fits. We all know Hassan Whiteside's not a better player than Drummond. I know
Montrezl
that.
Harrell was actually a really good fit. They just
I know
didn't play
that.
him.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I know Hassan Whiteside isn't better than Drummond as a player, I guess, individually. But he would fit better with this team than Drummond ever would.
Yeah, I could agree on that.
Because Drummond, all he does is sit in the paint. And he's in the way. That's why I also think it was kind of hard for them to go to the basket because he was always there. And he can't catch the ball to save his fucking life.
Yeah.
Oh,
He can't catch. He can't finish unless it's a dunk. Hassan Whiteside actually is like kind of a good finisher and can actually hit a hook shot and can catch the ball.
he's a more all-around center.
He's a better fit for the Lakers and what LeBron's trying to do. He'll run the floor. Andre Drummond's slow in terms of NBA. He's slow.
You know, Marcus all slow. too.
Marc Gasol's slow, but he's about to get his ass up out of here. So if I could have a Hassan Whiteside Montrez mix, both guys are scrappy, bring energy, and Hassan Whiteside isn't going to be in the way. So I would love to see that. And plus, they would already know how to play with guys like that because of being with JaVale and Dwight. Guys who just float around, set screens, and there's nowhere to be.
All right, so my question for you, Dev, would be, say the Lakers go out and get a guy like Whiteside, and maybe they get rid of Schroeder and get a Lowry, or they just add some more pieces, and next year it doesn't work again. I mean, there's 1 year left on LeBron's contract. I mean, does he just play it out, and then is that it for the Lakers? Like once he retires, because then like you got all these pieces, and it didn't happen.
So.
Like say they get all these guys and they fail again.
Like, what do I think LeBron's
In
gonna
terms of like 2022, they won't lose again.
Yeah, if they don't win again next year, what's next? Like, do they fully restart after LeBron's contract's over?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Because
that's
then
all
they still
really
have
can
Anthony
do.
Davis.
that's if he
Dude,
wants
yeah,
to stay.
I don't think that you could really build a team around AD.
Neither
I
do
don't
I.
think so either.
Neither do I.
AD's the best center in the NBA. That's what people say. But that dude does
Well, they
not
say he's
play
the
like a
best big
center.
man, but he's
Dude,
definitely
all
not.
he does is shoot. He'll literally have Raymond Felton. Well, obviously not actually Raymond Felton,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
some small guard on him, and he'll do like a back down dribble, shoot like a one-legged fadeaway,
Mhm.
like maybe
I think
every
that was,
time.
but I think that was like a product of. That's why I don't think they were healthy. I mean,
That definitely played a role.
like I don't
Big
think they
role.
were healthy because no matter what, you can't look at that game or look at this series and actually sit. Even when AD had 34 or whatever, you can't honestly sit there and say they look the same.
So if it doesn't work out, am I looking at
You're gonna rebuild.
Lakers from like 2015 to present day again?
That was a rough.
The Lakers got to clutch up. If they don't get anybody within these next 2 years, it might not.
I think they should know to start now.
they should.
Slightly. Obviously,
No,
still,
yeah,
still have a chance to
for
win
sure.
next year. But just get a little jump start.
Poke at guys like Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud their judgment a little bit. You probably can't, but make it seem like, even in terms of Kawhi, LeBron's out of here in 2 months. In 2 years. Why not just win these 2 rings real quick, and then the Los Angeles Lakers are all yours?
I kind of have a fun proposition. I'd like to hear both of your opinions on it. I'm just spitting here a little bit. From the Lakers, right?
Mhm.
Next year it doesn't work out. Right away, for me personally, I'm looking at a team like Oklahoma City. I got this big star in Anthony Davis. They have a ton of draft picks and good young talent. Is there any way, if I'm the Lakers, I just steal like 5 of those draft picks plus like a guy like maybe Lou Dort or something just to start
I
getting
would actually love Lou
getting-
Dort in the Lakers.
younger and maybe using those draft picks to get another guy to restart if you're restarting?
Hell no.
I don't think so.
Not at all. Not 5,
No.
6, 7 first round draft picks.
Hell no.
Just saying. I think if I'm the Lakers and if you know you're gonna have to restart, why not get it started?
The Lakers can't afford to lose Anthony Davis in that way.
You can straight up. You could probably get Shea in like 5 first
If you're
round
gonna
draft
trade
picks.
Anthony Davis, it's not going to be the Oklahoma who has nothing going for him.
Shea Alexander and
Isn't-
5 first round draft picks.
That trade will never happen because
That's called a good start to a real
If
rebuild
AD
for
ever
me.
Yeah,
got
that's it.
traded,
It
it'd be a
sounds-
lot more. They'd be like,
that sounds sweet, but
Like OKC just started their
Think about it,
rebuild and they're
2
already like ready.
yeah, and you think Anthony Davis is gonna want to go to Oklahoma?
You
Are
understand that
serious?
you can trade him.
No,
The Lakers can trade him.
no,
it's not
but
his choice.
that's not how trade works anymore in the NBA. You
Yeah,
actually
you get just
kind
like a
of
free-
you actually get
Jordan
traded.
didn't want to go to LA and guess where he landed.
No, but I'm talking about real top guys. They kind of
I'm just saying, as an organization, if I wanted to
as a
start,
person who's a champion and Anthony Davis is actually a key piece on the Lakers, if they know they're going to start a rebuild, they are going to trade him wherever he wants to go. And Oklahoma is not. I could guarantee.
I'm just saying, if
I
I'm the
would
Lakers,
bet my whole life he would never want to go to Oklahoma. At that point in 2 years, he's not
nah,
trying
he'd
to
probably
go to
just,
Oklahoma.
I mean, if he did get traded there, he'd probably just get injured and not play the whole year.
He would have,
but,
but I wouldn't even blame him for not playing the whole year. He wants to go to Oklahoma.
I'm just saying, think about it, right? Think about it. This is not for Anthony Davis. This is an organization. If I'm the Lakers,
No, you trade a team.
wait, hold on, just think about it. You trade. So say you get you're going after a big name, right? But you need some help. You trade because you want to rebuild. That's it. You want to fully restart because LeBron's done, and now you only got AD and some guys that were around. Just get rid of him. Get a ton of draft picks, and by then probably close to a star, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
you gotta think about it though.
But
They're not gonna want
that-
to do
that
all the
particular-
drafts.
So now you have
Oklahoma.
your free agent acquisition and Shea and 5 first round draft picks. I mean, that sounds
But
like
Anthony
a pretty good start
Davis-
to a rebuild to me. I don't know.
yeah, but
I
too
don't
bad it
think
ain't gonna
they're
happen.
not gonna do. Remember how many like top like 10 draft picks that we have when we had like Julius, Clarkson,
We had
Oh,
D'Lo was 2,
Zoe.
Randall was 7,
Alonzo.
Lonzo
And
Lonzo
B.I.
was
was
2, Bi was
2.
he was
I
2.
believe he was 2 as
Yeah.
well.
He was 2. We had a lot,
They're not
Swinging
gonna
miss
want.
and they
they're
actually
not
all
gonna
became really good talents.
want- Yeah, after they left
Just
the
not
Lakers.
for the Lakers.
Yeah.
but Oklahoma, that ain't gonna happen.
I like the idea. It
I
doesn't
like
have
that.
to be Oklahoma. Just like teams with that type
Yeah.
of capital and like
Okay, yeah,
go
that
out and
makes
get
sense.
some draft picks like OKC's doing right
But
now because they're smart.
the
They're
Lakers
getting
don't
started.
Do they have like 1,000? How many?
Pretty much, they have about 1,000.
Shit.
No.
If the Lakers don't
They
do
have
it,
like a 20 something.
if the Lakers don't do anything within the next 2 years or when LeBron's gone, this is probably another 10-year.
That would be my first thought if I'm the Lakers. Let me get
Oh,
that.
don't say another decade.
There probably will be another 10-year rebuild.
That was that.
Well, you
that
never know.
was that.
Because
you
you
can
can
never-
free agent splash.
Because honestly, you can never really replace a guy like LeBron, or you can never really replace a guy like Anthony Davis. In terms
Right.
of talent-wise, you just got to get kind of lucky and draft well, and hopefully somebody will come there in the future. But they definitely got to get their role. They got to kind of get rid of their bench. Because, I mean, I think it was kind of a disgrace not having Markieff Morris play when he had a great postseason last year.
Mark
I like
Montrez.
Keith. I
That's
like
just
Keith.
me. The only people on the bench I'm actually bringing back that I would actually be kind of upset if
Keith
they
and Trez.
not even really Trez. I mean, it was more so
I
Caruso
love Caruso.
and
I think they should keep TH. I
And
like
T-
THT, man.
He'll be there. THC.
THC got to learn his role.
Dude, he shoots way too much for like what he's supposed to be doing.
He got-
No one gave him a role.
But I don't blame him.
No one gave him a role to play.
I don't blame him. Shit, I don't blame him. 'Cause I know if I was in the
I'd
NBA,
be shooting everything.
and the minute I actually got to step on the court,
Yeah,
oh,
100%.
oh,
All right, so let's move on a little bit. So the Suns looked really good again in that whole series against the Lakers. Nuggets took the series last night against Portland on the road, which was they were down by 14 with just under 4 minutes left in the third. At the end of the third quarter, they were down 101 to 98,
They lost by 9, right?
and then the Nuggets won by 9. So I mean, Jokic just turned up, and Monte Morris looks really good, and MPJ 26. I mean, he had 22 in the first quarter, but I'll take 26 every time from him.
22 in the first.
He had 6 threes. I think he was 6 for 6 from 3, and then he went
Nice
6
free
for
throw.
12 from 3. Yeah, I guess
That's
it's
crazy.
gonna be a huge. That's a really good second round matchup.
it is.
If Jokic continues to play like Jokic,
It's a very interesting series because nobody on that team can actually guard Jokic, but they'll guard him better than Portland did.
oh yeah.
So, I mean, if you could limit his 35 average to maybe him only averaging 24, 25
You
average.
need Monte Morris and
And
really
as much,
Porter Jr. to
and
step
as
up
great
that
as
series.
Monte Morris has been, I honestly can't see him getting 30 and 25
No.
and 22.
Porter Jr. is going to be that key for them.
Because let's be real, Portland's defensively is horrible. So,
terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
So I
Terrible.
mean, it's kind of.
But they put up their
the
numbers.
Suns are
They put up
different.
their numbers.
Yeah, but
the
Suns
Nuggets, so
are
you gotta give
different.
it some
Suns are
credit
different.
there.
Jake Crowder's a solid defender. Mikal Bridges is a really solid defender. But I think Michael Porter Jr. is the outlier because Jay Crowder would probably have to stick him.
And that's the matchup right there.
And Jay Crowder would probably have to stick him, and then
on D book.
nobody on the team could guard D Book anyway. So I mean, it's kind of
What would that matchup be?
can kind of be
D
because
book's
Monte is on Chris Paul obviously.
Well, they're not going big on him.
Will
Like,
Bart is he even playing? Will Bart?
he was out for the series, but I don't know if he's
They
coming
said
back.
when I was watching the game like a couple days ago, they said he was going to be back soon.
So it might be Barton.
So who's playing? Compazzo.
Mm-mm.
That's the
Like,
little guy, right?
Yeah, I like that little.
I like
guy.
him
I
too.
like
He's
him too.
scrappy. He reminds me
fuck
of Purdy.
I fuck with him.
Yeah, he's a scrappy guy, but he's not playing defense on him.
But
Maybe they just try to run like Aaron Gordon at him or something. We'll see the matchup. I don't really know.
yeah, because I mean Jay Crowder, I can't see him. But then, if you really go
I'm
to
gonna look up Denver's.
Go ahead.
who's really going to guard, if Jay Crowder guards MPJ, who's guarding Aaron Gordon, who is actually a 15-point per game scorer. Because whoever their small forward
Mikal Bridges.
is too small.
Bridges. He is. really
There's
small.
some really
So,
interesting matchups to
I
look
mean
for.
that if the Phoenix wants to shoot like they did against the Lakers, I mean it's kind of
I also think it's a kind of
Austin Rivers. Do you think he'll guard book?
the way.
Oh, yeah, he might.
probably
He-
will,
he
and that's
might.
and that's another 47.
I actually think Austin Rivers is a really key part to this Denver team now.
He's
He's a good player.
he is. He's
Gotta give it
a
to him.
big shot.
He steps up in big moments. I mean, I don't want to give him too much credit, but
No, give him his credit. He's playing amazing right now. He's playing great for them.
it's probably going to be Austin Rivers on Devin Booker, which is, I mean,
It's an island.
It's gonna be Cooks.
Yo, I think you know what I think.
but he will give you effort on defense. That's all I can ask for. Not like the Lakers.
You know what is gonna happen? What if this happens a lot like the series? I think Phoenix will take it. God forbid they run like pick and roll or something, and Jokic switches onto Chris Paul.
Yeah, if they're gonna keep
If
switching,
he gets
I think
Jokic, on an
Jokic is. I
island-
think Jokic is smart enough to make sure he's not.
no, you
No,
can't,
it,
you
it
can't
doesn't
really
matter
do
how
anything
smart you
about
are. It
it.
happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, you
He's gonna make that whole coaching staff better make sure whoever's getting the picked fights through that.
For sure, but
Because-
people don't fight over screens anymore.
And they're gonna have.
They
so
go
many-
under it. Chris Paul shoots a three. They go over it. He either blows
Yeah.
by, passes it. So Chris
And
Paul
now you're
is
giving
too
Chris
shifty.
Paul 4 days, 3 days maybe.
Yeah, that's good. Anthony
His
Davis still got
shoulder-
that. That's what I was talking about. But
His shoulders is going to be just fine.
I'd
But
say just fine. But it'll be a little better.
it'll be a lot better. I mean, 4 days to not doing anything because I can't. He's probably definitely not practicing.
Who are you looking? Who do you think wins that series?
I think it's gonna go at least 6,
Mhm.
and I would want to see Phoenix win. To be honest,
I have the
Think-
Suns.
I like Phoenix a lot.
Yeah, I have the Suns in 6.
Yeah, I like Phoenix too, but just like last series, I thought Portland in 6 probably because without Jamal Murray, it's pretty much Jokic and a bunch of guys, and
I thought Portland in 7. I honestly thought Portland in 7
6 or 7 for me.
because Dame in a game 7 is probably really clutch.
You heard what Porter Jr. said about Dame?
No, what he said.
They had him on the phone, and that was weird. That just went out.
Yeah, it was a little creepy.
He goes, yeah, we kind of treated Game 6 like Game 7 because nobody wanted to see one of the most clutch players ever in Game 7, Damian Lillard.
So they already had.
That's a little pitch for him for the offseason.
No, they were just scared. I don't blame them.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to
go
say
ahead.
that.
Go ahead. I want to show Devin while you start talking about it.
All right, so last night, after the Portland Trailblazers took a L, Damian Lillard.
Read that caption.
How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation?
And you know what's crazy?
That's a little.
You just quoting it.
And that second picture, with the pitch for Michael Porter a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. He's probably just throwing that up there because he wants guys on his team. But let me explain. So last night, Damian Lillard posted after the yet another playoff series exit early. He quoted Nipsey Hussle, and it's pretty much saying like, "I don't know how much longer I could just do this on my own." And then the second picture, so it's 2 pictures on the post. Is him and Jokic.
The Joker.
And then I'm sitting there and I'm watching Michael Porter just say, yeah, nobody wanted to mess with that guy in Game 7. Like, just saying good things about him.
I mean,
Is that a pitch?
It should be.
It should be, but is it though?
I don't
Because
know.
I'd be scared. Like, God forbid I was in Game 7
Yeah,
against
I'll be
Dame
kinda-
Lillard, I would shit my
It's
pants.
got to be kind of tight too. But
Yeah, but then when Dame posts this, it's like, okay, now I got to
just
say
showing love.
something.
He's just showing
but yeah, the timing, I don't know if it was very cryptic. It was very.
And Dame's
cryptic.
not normally like that.
He's not. So maybe he was just angry in the heat of the moment.
Dame Dollar.
All right, can I just say something really fast? Just imagine. I don't really want to, but Dame, Jamal Murray, Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Jokic.
They would probably have the best scoring starters ever.
They would have the best starting 5 by far in the league.
Yeah,
By far.
yeah. But I
Like,
still
and
think-
they got Porter and Gordon, who are just well-rounded players
but I
who
still
can play
think they would
different
lose.
roles.
I
Nah,
think
what
they
if-
would still lose to the Nets.
Nah, Brooklyn.
Starting 5.
If they had
The
everyone
starting
good,
5 is probably better, but
KD, Harden, Kyrie,
No.
Griffin.
And then you don't really know.
Denver's starting 5 is probably better, but those 3 alone are night and day better than everybody.
All 3 of them.
Except for
I would,
Kyrie
I
and
would,
Dame.
I would love. That would be a very
Except for
interesting
Kyrie
finals.
and Dame, because I think Dame is a little better to me. But
I
Mm.
think Dame's a better scorer.
Dame's a better scorer, better playmaker.
Actually,
He's a better. No, but they're kind of like the
Kyrie
same.
can score it well.
They're kind of the same. They score very well, but they kind of score differently. But they score very they
I feel
score
like
the same.
Dame
Dude,
shoots more
If that
threes,
match,
obviously.
if that
Dame
ever
just
happened,
shoots
and that
more
matchup
threes.
happened, it would be like 145 to 140 every game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that'd be some high
Yeah, I
scoring
know.
offense.
But I think Dame is
I could take
probably.
him.
Dame could get hot at any time. Jamal
Dame
Murray
is-
could get hot at
yeah.
any time. Jokic is
But
a force.
I don't
Ain't
know.
nobody on the net stopping Jokic, so I would love that. But
But
that's just the
Yeah,
It
idea.
but
blows
I
my
think-
mind that that man's good at basketball.
Yeah, I know.
Blows my
Jokic.
mind.
who?
Jokic.
Jokic.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I actually like? He started to dunk a lot more.
Yeah,
Like a lot more.
he really flips a switch in the playoffs. I mean, he's playing amazing right now.
Dude can jump over a loaf of bread.
He's 7 feet.
All right, so
I mean-
final predictions for that series coming up.
Oh, I said the
Suns in
Suns
at
in
least
6.
6 or 7.
Suns in
the
6 or
Suns in
7,
six.
Suns in 6.
Just-
I'm just gonna disagree, and I'm just gonna say Nuggets in 7.
But if I get to a game
'Cause
7,
I like Jokic.
if I get to a game 7, I'll put my money on Chris Paul.
If I get to a game 7, I like to put my money on like the most dominant player on the floor, and that's Jokic. So I just
Would he
I
really
could
be,
I could
though?
trust. Yes, by
Dude.
far.
Mark my words.
By far, he's the most dominant player on that team.
What do you-
D-Book
He
is
probably
going
will.
crazy this series.
what
How
do
many
you
did he have
think
last
in terms of
How do you question that?
valuable?
47 he had last night.
Oh,
That's okay.
shit.
Because I mean,
Yeah,
just for the
30
simple
something
fact that
like that.
Chris Paul, to me, kind of got that team to play very spirited.
Sure, but he's
he
not
didn't
the
even have
most
to
dominant player on the floor.
To me, he averaged like 9 points that series, and they destroyed the Lakers. Granted, they didn't play like they wanted to win, but for Chris
Nuggets are gonna play hard.
But Chris Paul,
for
Chris Paul to average like 9 points and have a double-digit game once,
You can't call him the most dominant player on the floor.
He's not the most dominant scorer, if you think about it.
He controls everything.
Dude, he's literally the definition.
Nikola Jokic controls everything.
No,
Pace,
Dame.
he controls his whole. Yes, he does.
But Chris
Chris
Paul is more
versatile.
Chris Paul. I just like Chris Paul what he brings in an all facet way. He doesn't even have to score to be dominant.
Neither does Jokic.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Let him not score. Let him not.
If he doesn't score, he could have 15 boards.
I'm letting you right now. The game he scores below 25 is the game they will lose.
Oh, I was just talking about like from affecting the game part. Like
affecting the game. He kind of affects the game.
Jokic
by his scoring.
Game 7, I'll take the MVP of the league and
you can do that.
And the most dominant guy on the floor.
But you'll lose. So I mean, you could do that. But Chris Paul, to me, raises everybody's.
So does Jokic. Look who he's playing with.
He's playing with a guy who was
playing with Campazzo, Rivers, Porter, and Gordon.
Yeah, but that team is still kind of good, and Portland doesn't play defense. So can I really put that much into that?
Screw Portland. He was the 3rd seed, and he's the MVP.
He was the 3rd seed, but I mean that's great. But I can't.
He would be the most dominant player.
The Suns will win. The Suns will win in 6.
I can't. I mean, I'm gonna take the Nuggets,
I kind of don't see it happening. I can't see the Denver Nuggets winning, because I mean, if Jokic doesn't score 25, because there was one game he didn't score over 25 in Portland, and they got destroyed. That was a game Dame only had 1 field goal.
Well, the reason why he didn't have over 25 because they were down so much he barely played.
No, but he shot horrible. Like he didn't. Play
in the first quarter he came out like 1 for 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he didn't shoot well. So I mean, you can pass it so many times, but at the end of the day, Chris Paul is gonna.
You got 7 games. You're okay to have 1 bad game. It's all right.
No. But I'm just saying, if he doesn't score, if he doesn't get you 25, 12,
but he will.
And 8.
But he will.
It's not.
If you think about it.
I can't say that because Denver had literally, this was just horrible. Portland, I mean, the Suns run great defensive schemes where it looks like they're really going one-on-one, but they really got like 7 guys waiting for something.
And Mike Malone's offense is really crafty, man.
I don't care what his offense is. They're still going to lose.
Kind of ignorant, but
they're still going to lose.
It's going to be I think it's going to be a very.
It's going to be an interesting series, but
they play differently, but at the same time, they're both pretty effective in the way that they play, so it's going to be a pretty solid matchup.
But I can't
trust
see
the MVP.
But I can't see Campazzo, Austin Rivers,
It's more Monte and Austin Rivers.
Monte Morris, Austin Rivers, Campazzo, whoever, Barton, if he wants to come back, they're not stopping Chris Paul or Devin Booker. And plus, everybody on Phoenix sprays threes.
Who'll be coming off the bench?
I can rebuttal a little bit.
Who? Austin.
They don't have to stop both. Stop one. They stopped CJ crazy, and Dame still went nuts the whole series, and guess what? They won in 6.
CJ's not Devin Booker, and CJ is not Chris Paul.
And guess what? Portland has a lot of shooters on their team
who didn't play well.
So where's the credit, Will?
They didn't play well.
That's it. There wasn't no defense. There was nothing. It was just trash. Like they didn't play good.
CJ was horrible. CJ gives you anything a little better.
He was getting clamped.
He wasn't getting clamped. Every shot I seen him shoot, he just missed. There was no deep. There was really no defense.
Put that in perspective. They closed out their guards.
They did not close out their guards.
They took
Norman Powell
did better than CJ.
Norman Powell didn't play good 1 game, and that was the game they lost. He didn't play well 1 game or maybe 2. But
the series stats probably I could give you the series stats, but he probably averaged around 14 that whole series.
I think it was more than 14.
I don't know.
I could look it up right now.
I'm saying, but hear this out, ready? They let Dame go. Dame's gonna get his no matter what.
Yeah, but don't act like they just stopped him.
CJ played horrible.
They didn't stop CJ.
Norman Powell wasn't a big effective player in that series. That's 3 guards. Now you only got to focus on 2.
This was Norman Powell's numbers. 17.
Stat check that, by the way.
It's Basketball Reference.
And in the playoffs?
Yes, playoffs right here.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Okay.
2021. 36 minutes, 50% from the field, 38% from three.
Give me the points and the rebounds and assists.
I'm just giving you numbers because points could be there, but the field goal percentage could be trash. So he shot 50% from the field, 38.5% from three. And then 17 points per game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. That's
17, 2, and 2.
Yeah, but he's not going to get you 5 and 5. So you basically, when he's in the game, you're just looking for points for him.
So pretty much,
so
they
he
said-
played well.
they said, hey, Dame, beat us. Because 17 is not going to beat us. And CJ shooting 25 when they're clamping him is not going
It's
to beat
not.
us
They
either.
did not clamp him. He just missed open fucking shots. That's literally all that was. That wasn't even like it wasn't even like they did a good job of even stopping him.
Ignorance.
I should have brought my
Ignorance.
headphones.
Did you watch the games?
Ignorance. Of course I did.
They clamped him. You think they clamped him?
Do you understand?
CJ
You gotta
got-
give credit where credit is due in that
I'm
series.
giving credit to Denver. They won. They did it. Nikola Jokic is the MVP. He was the MVP of that series.
And
He
they
played amazing.
And they played good defense on people other
They
than
didn't
Dame.
play good defense at all.
On people other than Dame.
Bro, they scored 140 points, and 5 of their starters didn't score double digits and didn't play well. That's not good. Any team that gives you that gets 140 points on you is not really that good of a defensive team.
They said Dame tried to beat us. He got 140
CJ
points
didn't-
in
but
two
he did
overtimes.
not clamp- but he did not-
Two overtimes.
But he did
Jokic
not
tried his
clamp
best.
CJ.
He tried
Yeah,
They did
No.
not clamp CJ. CJ
Let
got
me see their
CJ got
stats.
every shot he won.
Can I see their stats?
21 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 44% from the field, 33% from three.
What a damn average, like 36.
This is right here. Basketball Reference, 43% from the field. He went 8 for 19 on the average pretty much every game.
Yeah, 8 for 19 is
And he
not
averaged
good.
20 points.
Of course he's going to average just 20.
Yeah.
You
But-
shoot 19 shots.
Yeah, but compared to his regular
8
season,
for 19.
he just didn't shoot well. I
That's
mean,
clamped
there's
up.
nothing that's not clamped. He
Clamped
didn't play
up.
well. He didn't play well.
If
He didn't
you're
play
getting
well.
clamped up, you're not shooting 19 shots.
No, you are shooting 19 because you're the second best scorer on that team, but you're only going to hit 8.
But I'm telling you, Melo didn't.
I did 19.
No, but I'm telling you, they.
Well,
What I
what-
saw, CJ got any shot he wanted to. He just missed. Every shot that he makes in the regular season, he got in that series, but he just missed.
There's a reason why he missed. That's all I'm saying.
No, he missed the shot
Because he was out of it, Joe.
because he was off.
He's out of it.
Maybe he ate something bad.
Just because you don't shoot well doesn't mean
And
you got
he did
clamped.
something bad and caused him 6 games of
Maybe he caught
trash.
his head.
Just because you didn't shoot well doesn't mean you got clamped. Just because you didn't play well doesn't mean you got
All I'm
clamped.
saying is you were just bringing up 2 guards on one team, and I'm saying that they had just had to play 3 very good guards, and 2 of them were not very effective.
Yeah,
So I
but
don't.
that was not that wasn't them going into saying let's just let Dame go lose and just everybody
Yeah, it kind of looked like
just
it.
guard him. No, but they were
It kind of looked like it. They said, Dave.
How many
win the
times?
series,
How
and
many
they did.
times was Norman Powell open in every corner? He was open a lot in those corners, and he just missed more than he made. When Dame was driving, they got a lot of open looks. They just missed.
Well, yeah, when Dame's driving, you're gonna get an open look. It's not like, hey, Dame,
Teams-
score a wide open layup.
Yeah, so they were leaving CJ too, and CJ just dead ass just missed.
They got good recoveries on defense.
This,
I like
oh,
that.
now they got good recoveries. Fuck out of here. They let
What do you
140
mean, fuck out of here. They're playing.
Bro, they just outscored them. They just outscored Portland.
Alright.
Their team just outscored Portland.
Nuggets in 7. Let's get
Good
to the
luck with
GOAT
that.
talk. Let's get to the GOAT talk.
Good luck with that, because that ain't gonna happen.
Let's get to the GOAT talk. LeBron James.
No.
Before this season, I would say a lot of people had him number 1. A lot of people had him number 2 on the GOAT talk, and some people are just haters and had him below 5 and stuff like that. Me personally, I had him at 2 before the season. I'm not going to change it from one bad season at 36, but I will say if I were to make an argument to put other guys above him now, yeah, I mean, I think I might be able to put Kareem above. I mean, you could put Kareem above him anyway.
I can't, because
But just in my opinion, I'm keeping LeBron at 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't have any fall.
I'm keeping LeBron at 2 because as great as a winner Kareem was, after that championship in '71, he didn't win another championship till Magic Johnson
Mhm.
got there. And
But
he missed the playoffs in like '77 in his prime.
Right.
He has missed the playoffs and got MVP that season.
you also can say though,
He missed the playoffs, so they're kind of in the same boat.
and I'm just
There's-
making arguments, which I agree with. I agree with you. But if I was going to make arguments, you could say that about LeBron. LeBron never won a championship until D-Wade and Chris Bosh came around, and Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love came around, and
Yeah, but that's realistically.
Anthony Davis came around. But it's just an argument. I agree with you.
I don't agree with that. See, I don't understand that because you still need a team to win.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I mean, if you really look at every superstar,
Jordan.
No one did it by himself.
Jordan didn't win until Pippen became good.
Yeah, exactly. And he got a team around him.
Shaq didn't win until
he
Kobe
did.
took the next level. No, he didn't.
Jordan? No.
Didn't Jordan win?
No.
And
Scottie Pippen's first All-Star game was in 1990. They lost to the Pistons in 7.
Did he not win his first in 88 or am I sure?
No, he won his first in 91. And he got drafted in 1984.
No,
And I think even I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but I think people gotta stop really riding him that hard. Like he only played for 6 years. They act like he only played for 6 years.
Yeah.
He was there for 15 years.
Dev.
What would I think?
Well, I know your favorite. I know your number one player.
Yeah, my number one player is Jordan.
So is mine.
Hot take. It might be because I'm biased. I think that Kobe's on high on the list for me. I don't know where, but he's ahead of LeBron for me.
You think LeBron falls down the list after this season, seeing he played like an absolute bum? Not during the season, but during the playoffs, and that's really where it counts.
I think that LeBron. I don't know. It's the league's definitely a lot different now.
Yeah.
Clearly, but I just say like everyone says this the only argument you have with Jordan is the 6 or 6 and the finals and stuff. I honestly feel like that might be the only argument that I really need to validate that I had Jordan.
But I mean, I think to me, in my opinion, LeBron kind of played way tougher team. LeBron's probably only been favored in probably 3 of his finals.
That's true, but what is he 3 for?
He's 4 for 6.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's
4 and 6, not 4 for 6.
Yeah, he's
he's 4 for not 4 for 6.
4 for 10.
He's 4 and 4 for 10.
That's fucking.
That's
you
go to the finals 10 times. That's
you go 8, 9 years in 8 years in a row.
8 years in a row, 9 years in a row.
Don't want to bash him again, but it was in the Eastern Conference, which was very weak for a very long time.
So I mean, I don't understand that because
but it's just arguments.
Jordan did go 6 for 6, but he's lost in the playoffs. He's lost in the playoffs.
Jordan did have to go through a decent amount of good Eastern Conference teams, and then he had
to get
the argument with Jordan.
He had the weak West.
He had the weak West.
Magic Johnson was 35, old, and what people don't talk about in that series is, which people see, Byron Scott got hurt, who was huge for them, and James Worthy got hurt, a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem was retired. Everybody, 2 of their starters
were just
talking
about that one series. I mean, I think the best team he played was that Portland team.
Yeah. No, Utah.
Oh, yeah, definitely Utah.
Dedefinitely Utah.
All right, you could call Utah, but Utah. I mean,
but I just think
great.
But see, my only thing is, I kind of show leniency to LeBron because the expectations that are set for him from other people are just really, really high.
Well, he also sets them himself.
No, that's very true.
No, he sets them for himself, but the criteria they use to bash LeBron is stuff they don't say about other people.
It's not true. If they use the same criteria, if you want to be in that GOAT talk.
No. It's different.
He calls himself the GOAT. Now, ever since then, that's when it really, really started.
No, but
he called himself the best player of all time.
LeBron does, it's kind of like a unnecessary reaction. It's like I've never seen somebody.
It's not really.
It really.
You call yourself the GOAT, you're gonna get pressed.
He is the most famous athlete in the world.
Game.
But I'm just saying, Michael Jordan's the greatest player, but his criteria was a lot different. We expect LeBron to get 50-point triple doubles every time.
No, we do not. I expect LeBron just to try now.
No. Let's be. I'm not talking about
just try now,
bro. We're not talking about this year. We're talking about career. The thing. It's what they try to say about LeBron is kind of unrealistic in a sense because LeBron can play the perfect game, but you just got people who work in media who just genuinely don't like.
There's some dumbasses out there, but
who just genuinely just don't like
him. He gets anything.
But I think
for the most part, I think people understand what he should be putting up and compared to the numbers that he puts up.
No, because I mean,
when he puts up the great numbers, he gets all of his recognition, and when they lose. He gets bashed a little bit, but
he gets bashed.
Actually, the media, it's kind of on his side. All this Well, who's going to get traded next? Because the rest of the team played ass. No, LeBron played ass too. So it's a team.
No, he played
sport.
bad this year, but I'm just talking about for a career. I mean, it's kind of like
For a career.
they hold him to
he's
such
one
like
of the best careers ever. Hold your GOAT to GOAT standards. Why are we getting so easy?
I agree. To be completely honest, if you're like in a GOAT talk,
and he put himself in the GOAT talk.
Dude, say you're like one of the greatest players, like a great player. Say you're like a wide open three, or you got someone small on you, and you go, you know how you get like that feeling like, oh, it's a bucket.
No, but
I've never had that feeling with LeBron.
No, but I just feel like,
and they did hold Michael Jordan to that.
No, they didn't.
And they also held Michael Jordan to that off the court.
Nobody gets criticized more off the court than LeBron does.
Do you know how criticized Michael Jordan was?
He wasn't really.
When he didn't want to get political and support.
That's literally.
They were begging for
that
him.
That
and
wasn't
his gambling addiction.
No, but nobody really
bashed him.
Nobody really cared about that political thing until just recently when they found that he said what he said.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
They were only people
who weren't alive back then just found out now, and they're like, oh well.
No,
people back then were pissed.
No, but that was only from a certain demographic of people. It wasn't from the world. LeBron gets
because politics wasn't as big.
It wasn't a big deal. So it was kind of like
people were pissed.
The only controversy he really had that really was like kind of alarming was the gambling thing, and that was pretty much the only thing that was really bad. But it's not like it was the worst thing in the world. That was the really only controversy people talked about. They probably only talked about the politics things.
And I'm just talking off-court shit too. That's only off-court.
Nobody gets criticized more off-court than LeBron because he takes social justice issues. Hold
the mic for a second. My grandmother is calling me.
Put them on my head. You gotta do it.
Oh, keep going.
He takes those social justice issues when
my head looks fun.
Yeah.
And sticks up for black people when 75% of the world is kind of white.
That's true.
And when white people want to cancel a certain person or don't like a certain person, it sticks longer because they act like not they. I shouldn't say that, but when these celebrities do something, it's kind of like they act like they did it to them. Which I kind of don't understand, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. To be completely honest, so the problems that Michael and LeBron both faced were completely different, definitely based off at the time. So like when Michael Jordan was like in the league getting bashed or whatever.
Social media.
Yeah, social media. Well, what did they have back then? Typewriters and shit?
Yeah, you basically all you had to see was in the newspapers. So in terms of social media, nobody gets bashed more than LeBron because there was no Instagram with memes.
Like back then,
there's no Instagram with memes.
I'm just rejoining.
There was actually
you hear that, right?
Yeah,
there was actually no sports debate talk shows.
And no one would find out until the day.
So when I say bash, it's not so much of people saying, "Oh, I hate you." It's just everybody has something to say.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does LeBron James is he not the focal point because he's the one that puts everything out on social media every 2 seconds? Does he not beg for that controversy? Because
to be honest,
no. I'm talking about on a game status. Just talking about the game. There's like.
Sorry, I just rejoined.
Oh,
I thought I heard you guys were talking about social media and.
No, we were talking about social media, but
like you get
the social media, you really don't see what in the 90s. You didn't see what everybody was saying about you because there was no social media. Social media gave everybody a chance to actually have a voice and have an opinion on something. So even in that aspect, you got more people talking bad about you than ever before.
Yeah.
So that's why these current athletes they probably face the same amount of scrutiny as in the 90s, but you didn't see it in the 90s because it wasn't available to you. So you kind of really didn't know what was going on.
Times have changed, man.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Basically.
People.
LeBron!
But
you suck. Take the L, bro. Big L's. Go home, rethink about your career, see what you want to do.
Like my go talk though.
You suck.
I honestly think Kobe for me is top 5.
He is.
Kobe 5 for what? 5 for 6 in the finals.
5 for 7.
5 for 7 in the finals. Dude was
how
many times all defense?
I couldn't even.
Like 10.
He had everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Everyone said his passes he's on the leaderboard for assists.
Yeah. But
He's number what, 3 or 4? LeBron passed him, so he's 4 for scoring. Because then it's Chamberlain, Malone.
But LeBron to me is better because, well, as an overall player, he's better. But there are certain times where I think I would definitely rather have Kobe on the court.
Yeah.
Because I mean, LeBron's numbers are there.
When you need somebody to
get a bucket. I like motherfuckers
who go
get me a
give
bucket.
You effort in a series.
That
just happened.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I would like to see. But in fairness to LeBron,
hey,
what's up?
Do you want to come hop in real quick?
Yeah, sure.
We're talking about Go Talk.
Go Talk.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Who you got?
I was talking about someone else. Someone else popped to my mind when we were talking about Go Talk.
You was thinking Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yes, sir.
Aaron Rodgers ain't no goddamn GOAT.
We're talking about basketball.
It feels good. I guess, take a second.
I like the headphones. It makes me feel professional.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers ain't no goddamn GOAT. But
So they were talking about, does LeBron slide back on your GOAT list from what you've seen the recent history of the season?
I just think he's getting older.
Yeah, I mean,
What would you put him in? Like the listed and your GOAT? 2.
No, but even in this year, like he did hurt his ankle. He was probably healthy in the series. He was definitely healthy in the series.
He even said after the game, he was like, I get to rest my ankle now.
No, yeah, I mean, he was 95% there. All right. He was 95% there. But LeBron to me is LeBron's more of a 1B than like a 2 to me.
A 1B? Oh, okay.
Like 1B.
I didn't really know what you said.
I mean, I wish I got to see Jordan play. So
to me, I would still have Jordan 1 because
I wish we were able to see
especially just
all the greats play.
No, yeah.
Like Wilt was different. Like you ever seen the videos of him running up and down the court? I'm looking around like a half a second 40. That dude was fast.
I'd be very interested to see how Wilt would play now.
I think he would kill now.
Yeah,
I think he'd actually murder someone.
Yeah.
Like God forbid someone bumped into him, he ripped their head off.
He wouldn't need to stretch the floor because he was so athletic, and he was like LeBron James but 7 foot tall.
He was LeBron but 7 foot tall.
I could take him.
Yeah, the shooting.
Yeah, but I just think Jordan's the GOAT because just from the simple fact, six finals, never lost. Even though LeBron's teams were tougher to play, he still never lost. I'm not gonna hold him for his competition, but Jordan never lost, and he actually averaged. He never averaged below 30 in the playoffs.
It's crazy.
Except once.
Jordan.
Except once. His rookie year where he averaged 29.
And didn't he break his ankle?
Broke his leg, came back, played the last 17 games of the season.
Yeah.
In the second year, he broke his leg, came back the last 17.
He was the first round exit his first 3 years.
Yeah, but he played the Celtics, which are tough.
And also, not a lot of people come straight out of high school or straight out of college as dominant as LeBron King.
Yeah, you got, but
LeBron was built different, bro.
Even Kobe took him 4 years to really.
Kobe
Kobe was an all-star at 19.
Yeah, but he was
not good.
He was okay.
2 points. Right?
He averaged 7.
Played.
I think he averaged 17 his second year, 19 his third, and then the fourth he broke 20.
It's that Mamba mentality. He came back.
Yeah, so I mean it was, yeah. So, but yeah, I found that crazy that he never averaged below 30.
That's insane.
Except once, and he averaged.
That was 1 point less.
In his rookie year, averaged 29.
That's insane, dude.
That's crazy to me. Ultimate
Wait,
winner.
you think he's a go-to, right?
Yes.
Jordan?
And he's got some nice shoes.
The go to sneakers too.
LeBron shoes are very ass.
LeBron shoes are ass.
They're
They suck.
those ones in
I like the one.
the real little.
The 7s,
Those
8s,
ones were
9s,
tough.
and 10s.
Those
were
ones
sick.
were tough.
The 11s look
Those ones were tough.
like space boots.
Yeah.
Kobe shoes are fire too, bro.
Yeah, I just don't like low tops.
The first 3 were hot.
No, I'm talking about when he started making the low top shoes.
I thought it was low top.
But that's
6, my favorite shoe.
But that's another thing. That's gonna do it, guys. Thank you for joining. Subscribe,
Peace out.
like. Shouts out to Devin E for
Thank y'all for
coming
having
out,
us.
rocking with us, and we'll see you later.
Peace.